This is our nighttime spot. I gotta eat my Buc-ee's. It's in the cabinet waiting for me. What are you doing? Look at the green out here. So they got some rain this year. I've been watching it over the last 100 miles. This guy is going bonkers over here. He knows exactly where we are. Really? So we're gonna have to take care of that ant hole. But look, first one of the year. Follow the leash. Yep. He's hung up. First one of the season. Hi, buddy. Hey, good morning. Okay, we just woke up at this rest stop in New Mexico. There's a Love's 28 miles down the road. So we're gonna fire it up and go get a cup of coffee. I just checked the oil and it was down at the bottom of the crosshatch area on the dipstick. I had about 1.5 quarts in my jug, so I dumped that in. When we get to the Love's, I'll shut it down and let it sit and then check it again. You know, I can pick up a jug of T4 at Love's. I'm surprised that it's down, because I just did the oil change before we left New York. So I've used some oil for sure on the drive so far. I wish we were a little bit closer because we could do it all in one day and get to Quartzsite, but I think we're like 770 miles, and I know that's a rough day.
Continue west for 2 miles. In 1.5 miles, take exit 275 west.
Wow, they have had a lot of rain here, huh?
westward of Albuquerque. I-40 west, 359 miles. Take the ramp to I-40 west.
Stay still. Come on, buddy. It's just a rock. It's just a rock. It must smell good. We are at a rest stop. This is just over the Arizona line, so we just crossed into Arizona. I think there's a sign. Yes, I was correct. Look at that. We just crossed into Arizona. Thank goodness. Up, up, sweat. Okay. Today, this is the day after I recorded the video where I was having all those trouble codes with the engine. So this morning when I woke up, before I fired up the rig, I checked the oil. It was a little low, so I put in 1.5 quarts to bring it up. It holds 15 quarts of oil, so 1.5 quarts is not a lot for this engine. So then today we were driving and doing a lot of long uphills. I didn't get the code once today. What I did, I dropped my speed down to 65. I was doing 70 before. My hair, I need a haircut on top here. It's not Dalen's fault. She did what she was supposed to do. Now I gotta go to Cindy in Quartzsite and get the top trimmed a little. Anyways, so I lowered my speed to 65, and all of the long uphills, I never put more than an 80% load on the engine. You know, I have the app on my screen there where I can watch the engine. So the load, that's your fueling. So usually, you know, if I'm going up a long steep climb to maintain speed, I would just push the pedal as far as I needed to, and it would go to 100% fueling. So today I decided to try it, maxing out at 80% fueling. So some of these long hills, by the time I got to the top, I was doing 60 miles an hour. You know, I was losing speed going up, but I didn't want to push the engine. And by doing all that, I never got the code once. So I don't think that the 1.5 quart of oil had anything to do with it. I think it's that I changed the driving and I wasn't pushing the engine so hard. So we drove quite a few hours today. We are 6 hours from Quartzsite. So we're going to get up at the crack of dawn and hit the road tomorrow. And the drive from here to Quartzsite is not going to be too bad. We got to go to Flagstaff and then turn south on 17. And 17 is basically downhill the whole way, all the way down to Phoenix, because you're coming from 7,000 feet at Flagstaff down to sea level when you get down to Phoenix. And then we'll get on 10 and cut across to Quartzsite. So I'm going to push us and get us there tomorrow, and so that we can settle and I can start looking at what's causing this issue with that code. You know, a lot of you sending messages and ideas. Thank you so much for that. I already learned some things that some people sent in some emails. You know, a lot of you guys out there have experience with the 7.3, and I have a feeling that between all of the information that all of you have and me fiddling around from this end, that we're going to get this figured out one way or the other. You know, it's in the 80s there right now. I'm not concerned about the weather. I just want to get down there and unwind. You know, we've been on the road. We left last Tuesday. Today is Tuesday. I got to get this trip over with. So I want to get down there. My friend Bob is already down there, camped right in the area. So I'll have somebody to hang out with. One more day of driving, and we should be in Quartzsite. So thank you all again for all the info and all the messages from yesterday's video. I really appreciate that. It's so great to have all of you out there with this whole bank of knowledge that everybody has. You know, we're smart people. We'll get this thing figured out, right? There's my boy. Just getting my coffee, buddy. Sun's just about to come up. Found a truck stop so I could get some coffee. And now I'm gonna walk Lefty around. Sun has crested the hill over there. It's breakfast time. So we are, this is the rest stop that I wanted to come to yesterday, but I was so tired and it was 2 more hours to get here. Oh, he didn't finish. See, he's getting burned out too. It was 2 more hours to get to this rest stop, and I said, we'll just stay at the one that we stayed at. Never again. Do not ever stay at the rest stop, and I'm going to show it on the map here, I'm going to put it on the screen, about every, sometimes even less than 15 minutes, a train would come through and blast their horn, you know, like really long. And that rest stop is in that cut between two rock mountains, and that must be the only train pass. I've never heard so many trains in my life. I did not sleep. I don't think I slept for 5 minutes, because those sometimes they were like within 10 minutes of each other. They would be coming, and every one of them's blasting their horn. There must be some crossing there that they have to sound their horn. And some of the guys were just like holding that thing on, but so loud. Never again will I stay at that rest stop, and I don't want any of you to ever pull into that rest stop to try to get a night's sleep. It's a beautiful rest area, really nice. If there weren't the trains, it was nice and quiet. It's far enough away from the road, from the interstate. But oh my gosh, so even, after the train would pass, in my mind, I know that another one's coming, so I couldn't get to sleep. And then, when you cross into Arizona, we lost another hour. So even though my clock was saying, like, I don't know, when I finally said I just got to get up, it said 4 o'clock, but Arizona time, it was 3 o'clock, 3 a.m. So I didn't go to bed until, I think we set up the bed, it was like 9 o'clock, 9 p.m., which is really 8 in Arizona. So I laid there listening to trains pass all night, the worst. So the plan today is to just push the rest of the way all the way down to Quartzsite. And I finally just got up. It was dark out. We drove a good solid hour in the dark before the sun started to even lighten the sky. So we've driven over 2 hours now. We're at this rest stop, got Lefty fed. I'm gonna have a little yogurt. I stopped back a while back and got a cup of coffee and topped up the fuel tank, so we don't have to stop for fuel. That's what we got left, 284 miles. So I just want to get in, put it in gear, and go and get down there and just unwind. That's right up there as one of the worst nights ever at a rest stop, or anywhere for that matter.
It sure did throw me for a loop, but then I looked at it, not so low, actually. That is a bone-in, thick cut. Yeah. Actually.
Urgent example for me, like I have a son who's 5.5 months old.
Easy, buddy. It's okay. Wow, look how green everything is. Look at the green out here. So they got some rain this year. I've been watching it over the last 100 miles or so. I could tell I was seeing patches like, look at the grass, I'm calling it grass, but green ground cover. You know, you never see that, or you only see that if it has really rained. So they had a good monsoon this year, which is great. So there's a lot of, see, all the trees and bushes are actually green instead of brown. So quite a bit different than last year. This guy is going bonkers over here. He knows exactly where we are. So my friend Joe was asking if his Class A can come down through here. I would think so. I mean, this is the worst right there. I've seen Class A's down in here before. His is like 34 foot, I think. And he's got a big Jeep, so if it does get stuck, we can just hook the Jeep to it and pull it. Look how green the bushes are. Wow. Quite different than previous. I've only seen 2 ant mounds, not like last year. Somebody drove through here recently. Who the heck would be driving through here? There we go. Really? So we're gonna have to take care of that ant hole. But look, first one of the year. Follow the leash. Yep. He's hung up. First one of the season. I'm coming. Oh, look at this. Oh yeah. See, I don't think like a scorpion, what, it can't kill you, but it can, what can it do? I'm gonna read up on it. Anyone who's a scorpion expert, put it down in the comments. I'm thinking there's probably different kinds of scorpions, and so I can't really describe what this one, what type it was, but it was big. I mean, it was without the tail extended, you know, it was about that long, you know, and then the tail was wrapped up. Bob! There he is. I don't know what the heck he's doing up there. He's up on the roof. I wonder if he needs some... Oh, he's got an access from inside. Look at that.
I'm angry that horrible people can treat
What
good
is he
people that way
doing
and
out
get away
there?
with it.
Oh, it feels so good to be here relaxing.
When do you have to go?
After all those days on the road.
First light.
Oh my gosh. This feels so good. Are you enjoying yourself, sir? I didn't bring any liquor, so I don't know where you're getting it from. Look at you. You drunkard. Where'd you find the whiskey? Huh? Where'd you get the whiskey? I didn't bring it. Oh, good Lord, I saw that one coming. You old drunkard. Do you mind closing up shop there, brother? For all the ladies that are watching? You got no shame, do you? Hello. Oh, he hasn't been able to do that for days since we've been in that rig driving. 9 days in total. What a trooper he is. I feel so bad doing that to him. He's happy now. He is happy now. Huh.